Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you.
Welcome to the warm-up show on the Friday, December 9, 2022. This is your co-host, Cold Frenchies, directly for the beautiful country of Thailand. And we have to find our co-host directly from Toronto downtown, Mr. ENORTAP. Welcome back in the house tonight.
Hey, good evening, Coach, and good evening, Hockey Nation. Big night tonight for a Friday night, eh, Coach?
10 game on the program, Mr. ENORTAP. So we're going to go through this very quickly tonight. It didn't happen a lot, Mr. ENORTAP, but last night, a lot of people did it. A perfect game, 5-0 yesterday. Did not happen, like I mentioned, but we need to take advantage of that. So congratulations. We did a 5-0, Mr. ENORTAP, because we're listening you every night and we copy you. And if we do that, it would be great every night.
I don't know about that, but we try our best. That's the important thing.
But maybe we can give some tip at Luciano. Maybe he should listen more to the show. Listen a little bit more, listen you, because honestly, Luciano for 48 hours now, he's maybe tried to beat the record. The record is 3 and 72 hours. Richard Mullen lead the record of that one, Mr. ENORTAP. But again, ENORTAP coach Richard Mullen, talking about him, Chicago, Yann Gionnet, and Peter August, Ryan Kay, all of you guys. We have 5-0. We want to mention, guys, Chicago, Nick, and have an amazing, great week. Chicago, he struggled sometimes, but we have to recognize Mr. ENORTAP and Nick have an amazing, great week. So he's going to be at the top leaderboard of the week report weekly next week, I'm pretty sure, because he have a couple of nights back-to-back. He dominate the boss, or he's on the top of the boss. So maybe he's going to lose his jail county. Maybe we don't know, but we'll be interesting to follow with him next week.
He stopped taking Chicago. That's the key.
No, he listen you. That's it. Yeah, no other thing, Mr. ENORTAP, Mr. All we should listen you, by the way. But we have a lot of people in the chat already. Mr. Jeffrey Corey, directly from Taiwan.
Hey, Jeffrey. Taiwan, yes.
From Finland, Mr. Yamo Vartanen, welcome back.
Hey, Lermo. Moi, moi.
I don't know you have some kind of conspiracy, but both of them have for the first time the same result last night, Mr. ENORTAP. I'm talking about Demetra Rick from Halifax. They are finished with 4-1, I believe. So I don't know what happened. Maybe they started talking each other. I don't know, but they got the 4-1. Congratulations with Marco Yamo, Jose Duarte, Vinny. You did it yesterday, 4-1. But we'll see. We'll welcome back in the house. We have to go find. Go ahead.
I like to think, Coach, that we offer more than just advice on hockey games. We also give marital advice and how to communicate and be open with each other. It's all part of the Hockey Nation experience.
Well, that's the reason sometimes we call you Dr. Phil, right? And because you give us some kind of tip from other ways. So when we appreciate you give, it's amazing what we can bring on the table. People don't realize you have more people in the chat here, but we'll see another time. Joseph Laham is in the house. We're going to do the game after we finish this one, the Devils versus the Islanders. So Joseph, welcome in the house. Mr. Ron with Kings 20, Moderator, good afternoon. Welcome in the house, Mr. Ronnie.
How's it going, Ron?
I've had people talk about Thompson, about this one, Mr. ENORTAP. So welcome. We talk about another moderator. Hopefully his name is at the top of the building, at the top of the leaderboard. Mr. Jose Duarte, welcome.
How's it going, Jose?
Well, last night, Elliott won with Tampa Bay from Yamo. But I have a stat about him the next couple of minutes about him. But William McClary talk about welcome aboard, Mr. William. Halifax is Jack Bat about site in our tap.
Good choices, William.
Our friend Richard Modern is in the house. By the way, I forgot to mention Peter August just started to play with us. Had an amazing, great week. By the way, Richard doing well, of course. And then Ryan Kirk continues to send us some kind of the prediction. So thank you, Ryan, to do that with us. Both of you, welcome aboard. Thank you so much, everybody.
Excellent.
And Mr. John D is in the house tonight. Welcome back, Mr. John D. Colorado Avalanche. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation Live Show. We do a double header tonight. Would be look like at the end of the night. Evening coach read today. John Cooper fastest goal to win 400 to win last night. Congratulations for John Cooper. Continues to performing year after years. No need to remind me about my jail time, Luciano. About that one over there. RJ Calabro and Luciano are back in the house. Welcome back, both of you.
Welcome.
And Chicago did not play. And then last night, Ryan Kirk, Rigman goal, not cheating. I don't own the sport. Almanac. From back to the future yet, Ryan Kirk. My wife now has been no interest on my RB hockey. Look like she's not too bad so far. You should maybe bring her more often. She's doing well. Dallas game was weird, good. Start Dallas 2-0. Then Ottawa great for checking, but Dallas I'm getting back. And OT was a good game at the end. I watched the end of this game. About that, everybody is in the house, Mr. ENORTAP. And let's go to start, everybody. I like to go at the bus meet. I've never been to the bus alone. So I love to go when people
Never.
show up. I don't know if it's good news or bad news because when I win, it's because it was an easy night. But at the end of the day, 6 people, Mr.
No
ENORTAP,
night
are
is
going
easy.
there. ENORTAP coach Richard Martin, Chicago, Yann Gionet, Peter August, Ryan Kirk, congratulations of you, and let them on the bus, Mr. ENORTAP.
There's nothing stopping us now. We're slipping close to the edge, making us feel so
It's funny because Richard Martin is surprised about this success last night. So, that's not too bad at all. Did
For
Vinny
sure.
go 4 to
Richard's
1
been
or
doing well.
2 to 3 or are they had 2 Vinny? So did I put both about that one over there? To I let maybe I'd make a mistake over there. Did you remember? I think you have 2 and 3 yesterday. No?
For Vinny?
Yeah.
Vinny, I think he was 2 and 3. Either 3 and 2 or 2 and 3.
No, he go to jail.
He went to jail. Okay, so he's 2 and 3 then.
Yeah. We gave him some hope at the beginning, run, and then we put him back down. I don't know. I don't
It's
see
his alter ego.
Vinny right there. There we go.
Oh, there he is. 2 and 3.
Yeah. Now the 2 and
And
3,
who
I
else?
put
Oh,
I put
Luciano.
his name twice. That's the only thing happening there. So
That's okay.
yeah. So we can correct this easy. I like this goal very, very. But Mr. ENORTAP, we have to go right away because we have a couple of questions for the fans, for the people in the chat. So now going away, guys. First of all, Mr. ENORTAP, what paid your attention yesterday in the NHL?
Well, the Leafs, of course. Second shutout in a row. Pure dominance, I thought, of LA last night. I thought that they were firing on all cylinders. I thought the goaltending was good. I thought the defense was better than usual. And the forwards, all 3 lines, their top 3 lines were flying out there and creating something every time they were on the puck. So that was a very exciting game. We talked about the Detroit Florida game, how important it was for these two to show, who's going to send the message to whom. And it looks like Florida was the one that responded yesterday. I think Detroit, in order to be in this race, is going to have to do a little bit better on the road. They're a totally different team when they're at home versus when they're on the road. And they can't just rely on Husso to pull them through in those circumstances. Winnipeg and St. Louis was the other message game, right? Winnipeg continues to impress this year. Another convincing victory over St. Louis, 5-2, even though Binnington didn't play and lose you any points in your fantasy, coach. But that's another story. And what can we say about Ottawa, right? Another game I thought that perhaps they could have taken last night. The shots on net were pretty much even, but Dallas had the 2-0 lead, and they come right back. They scored 3 goals only in the last 5 minutes to tie the game, and then the old crafty Tyler Seguin wins it in overtime.
It was a fun game to watch. Ottawa, Dallas. I watched the second part of the game, and it was fun to watch. Last night was maybe the best game. We want to welcome back Mr. John Mickelson, and then we want to welcome KLS. John said, where do you find the email to send to you, my friend? It's easy right there. By the way, Mr. ENORTAP, we talk about Elliott. Save percentage 0.944. Do you know he's won the last 6 game?
Yeah, absolutely.
So everybody think Elliott when every time is there, the Dallas is going to the Denver is going to lose. He won his last. He had 0.9, and Pierre-Luc Dubois have the 3 point yesterday, 2 goal, 1 assist, 12 goal of the year. They are my 3-star of the night. Samson have a great performance yesterday for that part over there. So,
Coach, question for you, just off topic question. Does this year's performance by Pierre-Luc Dubois change your mind about what direction Montreal could take?
I never said again him to not sign him is going to be the tight price.
It's the money
come with him. If people talk about money in, but if you want to increase in your level, you sign Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Yeah.
Because Pierre-Luc Dubois on the power play, That's changed everything.
Well, he's what we hoped Anderson would be in terms of, size, speed, physicality, and ability to put the puck in the net. It's just that with Anderson, it hasn't really materialized to the degree that we first thought it would, especially when Bergevin, made the trade. And power forwards like that, they're very hard to find in the league. So
Exactly.
maybe I don't know how other people feel, but maybe that's something we're gonna have to keep our eyes close to. Like we know that Gorton is not afraid to pull off a free agency big move. We've seen it in New York as well as when he was with Boston and stuff. But this guy could look that direction. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, the keys behind that is to see when it has happened. So, is it the right
Yeah,
time? Wait a little bit this time so I don't lose. Here we go. That's on John about that one there. John wants to join us, Mr. Tap. So great to hear
perfect
John with us. Mr. Tap, not on the out seat, but subject. People can talk about this in the chat. That'd be great.
for
Listen,
sure. Yeah,
the last 24 hours, I try to go every news I got. And the biggest thing is about Tage Thompson. So I want to have you think how you thought about this. But Tage Thompson, guys, scored 5 goals against the Columbus Blue Jacket. It was 1 goal to tie Daryl Siller record. It's really the Daryl Siller record, Mr. Notap. It's really the people remember the most when they won the contemporary um, record with the most goal in one game. You have to go to 100 years ago with Joe Malone when he scored 7 goals in
7.
one game. And
Yeah,
this is really the
yeah.
record of the NHL. Thompson, he has 5 goals about 4 minutes at the end of the second period. So here's my question to you. Do you believe, because it's still or I at the end of the game, do you know how it is?
Yeah, it was much lower than usual. I think it was
13 minutes.
around. I was going to say 14, but
13, 40, or
yeah,
50 something, right? He played
yeah,
less of
yeah.
5 minutes for that game. So my question to you, do you think Greneto did the right decision, or do you think he did the wrong decision? What would be your feeling, or what is the feeling for the people in the chat and you about that situation with Tage Thompson? Do he go all in to get the record, or he should protect that advance, the lead, and protect Columbus Blue Jacket between the words?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Coach. I think there's two ways to look at it. I'll give you my take as well. But yes, sometimes it doesn't happen very often that you find yourself in a situation where you're chasing history, like this could have been in terms of the number of goals in one evening. But I think you have to look at the overall picture. And the overall picture says you never, I mean, this was a game in Columbus. The game was never in doubt. I think they were up like 7-1 at one point, and the score was very complimentary to Columbus. This could have been a lot higher scoring. And I don't think you try to purposely embarrass a team, because in today's NHL, what goes around will one day come around again. And you don't want to antagonize another teammate. You have the 2 points. I think that's your number one priority, is to bank the 2 points for the night. New member. All right.
Yeah, when
Um,
you subscribe every
yeah,
month, like you pop up that way.
yeah,
Now, thank you,
yeah.
Chicago, by the way, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. And yeah, I always taking the high road's the best way to go. Thompson is definitely is going to continue to develop and be a superstar in the league, and he'll have other opportunities. I just don't like the unsportsmanlike uh, message that it gives to the other team. And I'll give you another instance, Coach. In New York, their recent game. I forget who they were playing, but it was late in the third period, and they were comfortably up, I think 5-1 or 5-2, and Gallant threw on his number one power play towards the end. Hey, Jose, welcome.
It's not the clock to tell you it's stop to talk. It's just like the member missing up. I just want to be sure I do nothing here.
Coach is pushing the button. Shut up. Yeah, so I don't think you do that, but I'll tell you, that's not because I think Gallant was trying to give he wasn't trying to rub it in. What had happened is, I think either the prior game or last year, something happened where the same team did this to the Rangers, and so this was a little bit of retribution, and that's why I say sometimes what goes around comes around, and you have to be better than that.
Yeah, absolutely about this. Before we continue talking, we want to welcome a couple of people show up. First of all, Vinny007, welcome back in the house. We already said about John Mickelson. We have Nick, Jack who joined us. Nick, thank you to Chicago. And then we have Roger Delaney again joined us. So thanks so much all of you to join the Hockey News Show tonight. You know, it's the culture, I will say to you, the culture of the sport.
Yeah.
All right, the NFL, they will try to marketing the sport. They would try to make more money, everything like that. So I remember, like I think it was some point. You remember Rick Bengal? That everything so much, everybody. I would just want to remind you about this, Mr. Top. They have a kicker. He was to get the kick 3 point at the end of the game. The record, I think, is 6 or 7. I think it's 6. Anyhow, the score was like 60-something to 9 or everything like that. It was like about 5 seconds to go, and the game is over. Like, you can let it go. But because they want to tie the record, they let kick the kicker, and he tied the record. So this is the one idea. If it's NBA, Mr. Natap, forget about this. They will try to destroy everything they can. So they can get 70 points, they will do it. It's the NBA.
No.
It's the NBA culture.
Not necessarily.
The NHL is more protection about that one over there. I think for me, he make a mistake. How many times you have 5 goal scorer after the first 2 periods? Didn't happen a lot in the NHL. Gretzky did it, 5 goals. Mario Lemieux did it a couple of times, but I think that it was a 1 goal to make that shift. If I was the coach, I would put him every 2 shifts. Go get it. And I think it would be double more marketing in NHL. That's my point. So what he did, he tried to protect the Columbus Blue Jacket, try to give the end for his players to become maybe a name to remember. Listen, 100 years, the last time we have a player score 7 goals. How many times has happened in NHL score 5 goals per game? It's not happened a lot. When you have that kind of it's only like 5 minutes to go remaining at the game. I can understand. But you have 23 minutes to play in this game. If you have 1 goal missing to get that part of it. Just for me, that would be different about that one over there. Jacques Benoit, welcome aboard. Salut mon Jacques, merci d'être avec nous. Nicolas Debonnet de Gobi Bono is in the house. Welcome. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Très bien, mon Jacques.
Welcome, Nicholas.
So that's my point about this, Mr. Natap. I just want sharing what I'm thinking about this Tage Thompson situation. But I think, you have a chance to get 6 goals. I think it would be great.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. There's merit to that too. It's just I don't like running up either a score or anything like that. But by the same token, it's also embarrassing if you do
remember like Montreal scored 10 goals against the Panthers last year.
Right. Yeah, I mean it was
a
nothing game, but
exactly. Yeah. Don't forget to welcome everybody, Mr. Welcome everybody, Melissa. Thanks to be with us tonight. Don't forget to click on the likes. Mr. Nathan, I have a second question to you before we talk about Toronto Maple Leafs. So my second question, Mr. Nathan, for the people in the chat, which player would you like to watch after McDavid and Tressador?
Oh my goodness!
So if you want to watch an NHL player, you don't have to be the the best player on the game. But which player right now, every time you're looking, you try to look about someone, which player are you the most you would like to watch every night at this moment? Is after McDavid, McDavid Tressalo for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, well, those two are obvious elite players, and they make things happen all the time. I gotta say, personally, I love to watch Kaprasov.
Kaprizov?
I think, yeah, I think he's so dynamic. He makes things happen. He's a playmaker. He can score. He can change the tempo of a game. Great stick handler. Great skater. Uh, this guy, this guy was a definite steal. And he's been performing. He hasn't done it just once or twice. He's been doing it now. This is, I think, his third year in. Um, he's fantastic in my eyes. I love watching Kaprasov play, but it's a tough question because there's so many good young players out there today
Exactly.
that bring a different tool in their toolbox, right? Like you look at somebody like Zegras, exciting, like what he can do. Yeah, Marner has been ripping it off the charts in terms of every aspect of the game, even his back checking, like Robertson for Dallas, Rupi Hintz. Like there's so many, but I think if you're going to put him in the category of McDavid and Draisaitl, I would say Kaprasov.
We have a couple of names and pop up. I like this because people participate a lot. Robinson is the one. Renaud, welcome back in the house, by the way.
Yeah.
Said about Robinson, Marner, William, Robinson, Kaprizov. Then we have Robinson. We have Eskinen for Yamo. That's a great one over there. Ren Cook is agree with you. Jacques Benoit, he said Jonathan Marchessault. That's a good pick for the Marchessault with them. And again, this is not about to be like a favorite player. It's just what is your opinion about this? Ron love Stankos watch. Rick love Jacky. It's every name you mention, guy. It's you really it's up to it's a great name about that one over there. I don't know. You have a Mr. ENORTAP. Send you come back in the show, right?
Yeah.
2 days ago, right?
No.
Wednesday, Thursday. This is the third
Wednesday,
night,
okay,
right?
Right.
I don't know what happening, but Luciano go to jail both night.
There was no tampering. There was no tampering. I love Luciano. I'd want him to win, but no.
John said, I like Alex Stock. John, you're absolutely right about this. It's a great name over there. Randy Walkman is in the house. Randy have a great week, by the way.
Hey, Randy.
He's back in the house. Renaud talk about past snack coffee. Nobody talk about that. Plus, I'll be honest with you, Jack Hughes for me.
Jack Hughes is another one. Yeah,
Jack Hughes is really right now. He's elevated his game for the last couple of months, and I think as the kind of player, Mr. ENORTAP, I really enjoy to watch her for sure. Before we talk about other subject, Mr. Just want to give some update for the Montreal Canadiens. Bad news: Mike Madison now back on the injury. Will be interesting. He's going to be reevaluated tomorrow morning with David Savard. If they can play or not tomorrow night. So very important to see that. Good news, Mike Hoffman, I don't know if it's good news, but Jonathan Drouin are back with the regular jersey at the practice. Game decision about that one over there. So as I want to sharing the couple of news about the Montreal Canadiens, it would be interesting what happening with that game again, the Los Angeles game. We're going to talk about more the next time, but I just want to give you nothing else, Mr. ENORTAP. Other news around the Montreal Canadiens. So the smiling, the happiness, and everything going on over there. The same lineup look like. If you have any chance, we're going to give you all update. But I have a question for you. It was my purpose of my video last night. You have a chance watching this on my app Daily News, my episode number 199. But my question, Mr. ENORTAP, it was Sarkowski, yes or no at the World Junior Championship?
I agreed with you in the video. I totally think he's better served being here with Montreal. he's been at that level. He's been at the Worlds against some of the best, the juniors. I don't see anything that would benefit him going there, except obviously fortifying the team, because Massar is there, Nemec is going to be there, so it would definitely help the team. But does it help the individual? I think he's better service playing here, and maybe things have to change in the second half of the season where he doesn't play so much third and fourth line, but starts to see a little bit of second line as well.
Yeah, about that one there. I just want to say one thing here. He said, Vinny said, I set up at 7 a.m. Mistake. Possibly, Vinny, possibly I would have to check about this after that. I said 7:08, Vinny. I have to look about this. Randy, you said, Mr. Nata, Flame Assistant GM on the live support. Which one, Randy?
I think it's...
You have Kirk Muller over there, Martin Gilina.
No, it's not Kirk Muller. I think it's...
the goalie coach?
It's Jelena. No. I think it is Jelena.
Oh, yeah?
Well, let's see if Randy maybe can tell us. He knows for sure.
So yeah, so my point to you is like Sepkoski, why to send him when he play more minutes? Right now playing on the third line. We see what's happening with Hoffman in the line. But if they cut his time, I would say yes. But I don't see the advantage for him to send over there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
My next conversation, Mr. Natap, is Toronto. Why they dominate? Maturity and learn from the past. So what do you think what's going on with Toronto Maple Leafs now?
I think it's more balanced. I think their offense is a little bit more balanced than what we saw last year. Last year, the domination of their offense was that first line. The second line, chipped in definitely, but we saw at the beginning of the year when things weren't going that well for Matthews. It was Tavares really that was picking up the slack. Marner helped out in well, he's been good all year, so it doesn't matter where he's played. But now you're starting to see the third line that are playing with a little bit more determination and grit, and they're also contributing on the score sheet. The defense has been, maybe we've been a little bit tough on them, even though they could use a lot of help there. They have had some solid defensemen out of the lineup. I think Giordano has done admirable work at his age to keep the team in there, and he's been solid. No complaints there. But when you have guys like Brody out, and they lost the Muzzin, and now Riley has been out for a while. It hurts, right? And so it has the tendency to pull them together. But those are all big factors for sure. But I think the biggest factor is the fact that the goaltending has held up. Like Murray's come in and hasn't skipped a beat since his injury. Samsonov has been good. And even when Shalgren's been in, he did what he had to do when both goalies were down. Just come in and give me a fighting chance to win this game. And with their offense, they've been able to do that.
Yeah, sorry about this. That's the reason I talk about the maturity of the team and what they learned in the past. So for me, it's really about they learn to play defensive on the defense. It remind me, and if people laugh at me, but they remind me right now, Mr. Natap, the Tampa Bay Lightnings. So what you talk about? I'm talking about Tampa Bay Lightning. When they lost against Columbus, they got sweep and things like that. They learned to win those games 3-2. They learned to win those games 2-1. They learned to win the one goal lead until to the end of the game. That's my biggest thing where I really pay attention. And they play so much better on defensive zone coverage. The goalie make a big save. But I will give you a stat I recovered yesterday. First of all, Mr. Natap, the defensive touch per game on defensive zone. So the defenseman touched the most the puck. And before in October, I forgot to put the number, it was 44% per game. They want to touch the puck. Right now, they was 27 in NHL. They are number one in November. Since November, they are 57.1% touch the puck and defensive zone coverage. So that's happening about this guy because they puck position, they control more the puck, and they can really on the transition. That's my first thing. But second thing, Mr. Nortap, the top defensive top per game, the 5 best player in NHL in November. The number one is Matthews, 9.7. Number two, Marner, 8.7. You have Barkov, number 3. Number 4, David Camp. And then number 5 is Elliot Peterson. So those habits, what they are doing right now, they recover the puck more, they protect more the puck, and they last other team with the puck position on the defensive zone. This is really those kind of details of the game make it Toronto better as a team together. And that's what came from my word, the maturity. That's what my word learning from the past. And they figure out now it's more important to protect the lead and to play that as a team unit together. Sometimes some challenge at the same live make you changing and make better. The fact they lost Raleigh, the fact they lost Mazen, and the fact they lost Brody give a chance to step up other players. The Redmond didn't play his best year hockey right now, his career. The Ligren better now play a better hockey, and then that's make a big difference at the end. Plus, you said Samsonov Murray make a good friend between. So all the things together make the Toronto Maple Leafs better, Mr. Nortap.
No, you're right, absolutely. And again, you're not gonna shed, that negative cloud over you, and that's trying to get out of that first round. I think once they can do that, then you're going to see a different Toronto team in the playoffs. Question is, are they at the stage where they can take that monkey off their back and get through that first round? That's what remains to be answered.
They have it. They have that one. I feel comfortable about that one. There we have a couple of people show up. Denis Rodrigue, welcome in the house. Kevin TP, welcome in the house. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That would be awesome if you can do that. And then, Mr. Nata, we have a couple of news around the NHL. Carolina, Sebastian Aho is hurt right now, and the Toronto lost for a couple of weeks. Nick Robinson after he got hurt yesterday during the game at the first period, Mr. Nata. So
yeah,
that's happening about this one over there. Friday fun fact, Mr. Nortap. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Friday fun pace number, Mr. Nortap. Do you know McDavid right now is on the pace to score to get 150 points?
Yes.
Sidney Crosby could become the second player over 35 years old to get 47 goals, 63 points, to get over 110 points. He's only the second player can accomplish 110. There are only 4 players did it with 100 over 35 points, Mr. Nortap. Robinson, McDavid, do you know they are on the pace right now to score 73 goals and 70 goals this season?
Oh, I know they're on that pace, but it's still.
And finally, Ramis Dahlin, Mr. Nortap, is on pace right now to get 105 points, more over 100, beat Roman Ozzy last season.
Last year, yeah. And we thought it was amazing.
And I did not put there, but right now the Devil and Boston Bruins are right now and pace to beat the percentage winning the most in any team in NHL, be the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. Both teams right now on that direction, Mr. Nortap.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how these numbers hold up, a couple months from now. But you're right; these are all amazing feats, and it's what's contributed to the great offense that we're seeing this year.
Activate player only one tonight, Mr. Detroit is Soderblom back in the lineup, so good for them. No injury, Mr. Nortap. Impressive about this. About that, we like this, but we have a couple of chants for the lineup for the fantasy hockey. If you follow hockey, you fantasy hockey lineup chant tonight, Mr. Nortap. And then welcome back Kleinberg and Mania with them. Arizona, welcome back Richie. Buffalo get another defenseman, Fitzgerald. That's good for them. Minnesota, welcome back Brodin in the lineup. Chicago, the captain missed the last game. Jonathan Tays back in the lineup. A game decision tonight, Mr. Enotap, for Jack Eichel for the Vegas Golden Knights at Colorado. Nikushkin could become Mr. Enotap back for the Avalanche tonight. But we have a couple of players out for the lineup tonight for healthy scratch. Arizona, Valimaki And Mario, really surprised me. Mario have a great year last season with Arizona. Struggled. Arizona are back at home, first of all. They are only play 4 games, so now they're going to be home for a couple of weeks. Then the near calendar's less. Atem Pelech is one out day to day. Mr. Natap, finally settled. There's not going to play without Schwartz. And we know already Shane Wright is going to be out because he played Mr. Natap. And Team
scored.
Canada for the World Junior Championship. It's time to now to move on. We gave 10 game and 20 game and 20 minutes, Mr. Natap. That's the time you need. I know that. But unfortunately, it's time to bring the bag. We're going to get the bag number 1, number 53, right now on the screen because it's time to talk about the jail. And it have to go on the Chicago 97 County Jail. We have to stay there, Mr. Natap. But the good news, you have only one to go to pick it up because the already one is already there, Mr. Natap. So good for the driver. And I'm talking about Luciano Graziano is on the second day back-to-back. He's a one-day record of Richard Modern. And Vinny joined Mr. Luciano. He said, look, Vinny is a great guy. I honestly, Mr. Natap, he's a great guy. So, it's poor Luciano to be there for 48 hours. He had no tuna. So I'm going to bring some wings from the Hooters, and he's going to bring all that stuff like that. So happening, Mr. Natap. So Vinny joined Luciano on the jail. Any comments you want to talk about this, Mr. Natap?
Oh, they're gonna have fun. And Luciano, you're gonna be there the weekend. You know that, right? You don't get out until Monday.
Yeah, absolutely right about this one. So let's move on with the next one, but we have to, of course,
lock him up,
Mr. Natap. That's it. That's all. Who is the second best player in the league, Denis? Très solid. If you think about McDavid, that would be my answer to you. And that's why the jail is done deal, Mr. Natap. That's time to you. The email at the bottom of the screen, that's the one to send you prediction. 10 game of the program. And that's me. I love this because now I can focusing to listening you and my pick, Mr. Manny Benavidez. Buenas noches, como está? Looking forward to tonight game. Manny, awesome to hear that. Here we go. Calgary, Columbus Blue Jacket.
This is going to be an interesting one because of the trashing that poor Columbus took at the hands of Tage Thompson and the Buffalo Sabres. They had a closed players only meeting right after the game, and they apparently it lasted longer than 35-40 minutes. So on paper, this looks like it's an easy pick. It all depends on how Columbus comes out of this. Sometimes these meetings they have a great effect and they respond very quickly and well. But you know what? Calgary's improved their play as of late. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak after they beat the Wild the other night 5-3 on Wednesday, I think it was. They're now 13-10-3. They're sitting in 5th place in the Pacific. And they're right in the middle of the pack in the Pacific. So look for the Flames to get hot as they need to make their way, I think, to the top of the division or as close as possible. And if they're smart, they'll take the play right to Columbus, right from the blow of the first whistle, because you don't want to give Columbus any sort of momentum in this game. The other thing is in the last 6 meetings, the Flames have won all 6. So I'm going to go with Calgary to win this by a score of 5-2.
5-2.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. About this, we will come back. Not many real deal Prim. Welcome back. I know you pop up a little bit earlier, but we will come back. 4-2, Mr. Natap. I didn't see the next goal.
Okay. No. Oh, now who do we have? The Islanders, of course, in New Jersey. I think one of the games of the night for sure. The Islanders travel to Jersey to take on the Devils. This is, I believe, their second meeting of the season. New Jersey was able to come away with that 4-1 win the first time that they played, and they're hoping to do more of the same in this one. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10 games, and they've lost only 4 times in regulation this year. The Islanders are, they're a very good hockey team, but they're going to have to they're going to have a bit of a hard time here adjusting to the pace of New Jersey, the balanced attack that they have offensively. When you look at New Jersey as well, an unsung hero in my eyes has also been Vanacek. Since he's come over, he's been pretty much elite this year. Look at his record. He's 12-2-1 for the season. He's got a goals against average of 2.10. It seems like at the beginning of the year, we were saying the big question mark for New Jersey is going to be their goaltending. And now it looks like they have not just one, but they possibly have two or three very good goalies when they're all healthy. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with their goaltending situation down the road. But in terms of tonight, I think New Jersey is going to be too much for the Islanders, especially at home. I'm going to go New Jersey by a score of 4-2.
I have the score for you. And I have to go the score too, Mr. Nathan. We are same.
Okay.
Okay, number 3 of the night, we want to welcome back, and not welcome back, but Varlamov versus Vanacek tonight, Mr. Nortap, about that one. Rick Bengal said, go England, and Real said, Ralph, Lindy Roof, Roof, about that one there. So, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Mr. Nortap.
Buffalo and Pittsburgh. The Penguins, they're going to look to continue their 3-game win streak. They're going into Buffalo to play them tonight. This game will begin a home and home and also a back-to-back series between these two teams. The Penguins came into this game with an impressive record of 8-1-1 in their last 10 to go along with their current 3-game winning streak. They're certainly feeling it in my eyes right now. They're confident. We talked about what Crosby's been doing so far this year, and the supporting cast has been there as well. I think they're now getting a good feel for where they want to be, and it looks like now they're on the inside of that playoff circle in terms of where they're at now and where they want to end up by the end of the year in the Metro. The Buffalo Sabres will definitely give them quite the challenge. At least they'll match them and probably even can exceed them in terms of offense. But the problem comes defensively with them. Can they stop the puck with the same proficiency that Pittsburgh can? And so for that reason, I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win this one. I think it'll be close, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh by a score of 4-3.
All right. Looking good, Mr. Natap. You follow me. Boy. I love it, Mr. Natap. We want to welcome back Mr. Mark 536. Mark, thanks to be with us. A big fan of the Devils, Mr. Natap.
What do we have next? Seattle. Oh boy, and Seattle and Washington. Another interesting game. I think the Kraken. They're coming into Washington tonight after they recently lost that game to Montreal on Tuesday night, 4-2, at home. On top of that, but overall, I think the Kraken have surprised many people around the league. Look at their record at 15-7-3. They're currently sitting in second place in the Pacific. Placing top 12 in both goals for and goals against, which is at least the offensive aspect of it is a bit of a surprise in my eyes. I think that they've made a great jump so far this year. Question is, can they hold this up for the prolonged period of the season, full season? I don't know. The goaltending has been very surprising, with Jones leading the way, going 12-5 and a 297 goals against. In terms of tonight, I think I have it net. I think it's Jones and Kumper going head to head.
I have Grober versus Langbrugering because Kumper is hurt.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So shouldn't change things much. I think the Capitals, they're returning home after a 4-1 win over Flyers on Wednesday. They've been battling injuries all year long, but given their injuries, if I had told you at the beginning of the year, Coach, that right now they'd be 12-12-4, would you take that record if you were Washington? I think most people would, given all the injuries that they've had. Now Wilson seems to be just about game ready, if and ready to return. And he adds a whole different dimension to that team. Um, they basically did their job. They hung around. Ovi's always going to be Ovi, and he's going to be elite, and we're seeing that regardless of who surrounds him. Um, I'm going to go with Washington, especially at home here, to win this one by a score of 4-3.
4-3 for Mr. ENORTAP. That's a good one, but you missed the empty net.
Uh-huh.
So far, so good, Mr. ENORTAP. We're looking good.
All right. Or looking bad. Who knows?
Yeah. But at least,
We'll see.
Look like if something happening, I follow you somewhere, whether it's the boss or the job.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, no, we got Winnipeg and the Blackhawks. We finished talking about Winnipeg a little bit earlier. They've been really living the life. I think nobody expected them to be sitting in the top spot in their division. They finished off a 2-game road trip on Friday, and now they're going into Chicago tonight. They currently lead the Central. They've won 5 out of the past 6 games. Hellebuyck has been in Vezina form. The Hawks, they're really battling the Coyotes right now for the bottom of the Central. So these two teams are on opposite sides of the spectrum in my eyes. They've only won 1 game in their past 11. Overall, it's not looking good. Goaltending, they've been through a revolving door of goaltenders in Chicago, mainly because of injuries. Their defensive core has been, at different points, it's been decimated, and it's been very hard. And when you throw in the fact that really, you look at Patrick Kane, even though he's putting up some numbers, it's nowhere near at the level that he has in the past few years. So if you're not getting that scoring from your elite players, and where you're in a rebuilding position, you're going to have a long season. So I'm going to take, and I think the losing continues tonight. Sorry, Nick. I know you love Chicago, but this is a tough game for them. I'm going to go with Winnipeg by a score of 4-2.
All right, 4-2. I don't know. You look like you're missing a lot of empty net tonight, Mr. ENORTAP.
Oh, you like these empty nets.
Breaking news. We just heard it confirmed the NHL safety player just suspended Pierre Ekval for 1 game. Thanks so much, Joseph, to report that news. So, breaking news, NHL, Pierre Ekval is going to be suspended for 1 game, Mr. ENORTAP.
Not surprising. Actually, it's surprising that I think it was only 1 game, but that's a different story, I guess, for another time.
Welcome, Mr. Florida State. Better to say Florida State. Welcome aboard. Big team of the NCAA, Mr. ENORTAP. We love that team. Here we go. Game number 1 and Edmonton, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yeah. Well, I'm still not convinced with Minnesota. I'll be honest with you. I still see some gaps, even though their play has improved. I'm still seeing some gaps in their overall play. Having said that, I still think this is going to be a nice prime matchup tonight. You're looking at great superstars here. We talked about McDavid. We talked about Kaprizov. And this is going to be a must-see event, I think. with the players and the trends, I'm predicting a higher scoring game. Like if I would definitely go with the over in this game. Even if you look at their defenses, like Edmonton right now has sort of been mediocre. They've been allowing 3.52 goals per game. The offense has really saved the day for most of the year for them. They've been scoring at a 3.59 goals per game. And as you can see, the differential is in their favor. It's the sixth highest average in the league. The Wild's offense and defense is more in the middle with a 3.12 goals scored and a 3.12 goals against. But the numbers in scoring have climbed since their poor start at the beginning of the year. Overall, the Wild have topped the total in 14 of the 25 games. And so they've been there, but like I said before, I'm still seeing some gaps in their game, and I'm going to take Edmonton to continue to win by a score of 4-3. Could be an overtime game.
4-3.
Yeah, Edmonton.
Breaking news, Mr. ENORTAP. The Ottawa Senator announced Matthew Joseph going to be out for a minimum of 2 weeks, confirmed by RJ, and just see that on the TV.
Wow.
4-3, you said, right?
4-3 for Edmonton, yes.
All right.
And you took 5.
You missed the empty net?
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with you.
You love these empty nets, don't you?
Yeah, that's how they make their money.
Of course. Well, Rangers in Colorado. Like, I would have loved to seen this if Colorado was a healthy team. Having said that, they're looking at possibly Nichushkin coming back into the lineup. The Rangers are traveling to Colorado for the second meeting of the season between the two. Colorado was able to secure a 3-2 win in New York, the first time that these two teams squared off. But things are going to be a lot different tonight. Colorado's missing 5 of their top 6 forwards, and to me, look more like an AHL team at this point. I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just emphasizing it because they have so many injuries. The Rangers have played some pretty good hockey as of late. They've won 2 games in a row, and they have a pretty good chase at extending that streak tonight, I think. It's certainly a little bit concerning when, guys like Charles Hudon and Andrew Cogliano are in your top 6. So they're kind of playing out of their position, out of their chairs. Rantanen's really the only legit, top player that's now healthy. And unfortunately, that's a lot of pressure to put on his shoulders. So I think the Rangers will be pumped up for this game, and they're going to take advantage of a depleted Colorado team. I say by a score of 4-3.
Remember that the last game they played, Georgia won on overtime at the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, you took 5-2.
5-2. Rangers 4-3 for Rancock.
I missed the 2 empty net goals there. Okay.
That's nice. That time will be easy. The new line of the Rangers, Mr. ENORTAP.
Yes, of course. Oh, Boston and Arizona. I wish I could say this is going to be an exciting game, but you know what? In all fairness, the Bruins suffered their first home loss on Monday after going 14-0 at the TD Garden. It's a NHL record for most consecutive home wins to start off a season. However, they immediately bounce back from that, and that's what winners usually do. They defeated Colorado quite handily, 4-0. The Avs are, as we said, are very depleted, and obviously that contributed to that score as well. But you got to give full credit to Boston for like you can only beat the team that's put in front of you, and that's exactly what they went out there and did that night. Boston's going to be looking to spoil the Coyotes' homecoming. They're headed back to Arizona, after I don't know, a ridiculous, I'll say, 14-game road stretch for them. This reminds me of the Islanders last year when their rink wasn't ready for the longest period of time, and they had to play the first, I don't know what it was, 12, 13 games on the road. It totally takes you out of any kind of groove that you're in. I don't think that this will be much of a matchup here. The goalies, I have, who do I have?
Velmika versus Swayman.
Against Swayman? Okay. I mean, the only person that can really make a difference is Velmika. I think if he stands on his head, this could be a little bit closer than what I've predicted, but I'm going to take Boston by a score of 5-2.
5-2. All right. 5-1, Mr. ENORTAP.
5-1. And we're getting there. Second last game.
Yep.
The Flyers and Vegas. Another interesting game. The Flyers, they start a 4-game Western trip when they take on the Golden Knights tonight. The Flyers, they've been holding their own lately, even though they've just won 2 out of their past 5 games, and the results really don't seem to be pointing that direction. But you got to give credit to Torts to really, have these players at least playing up to their potential, and I think that that's the important thing. I would say part of their losing streak or part of their losing lately is due to the fact that we're sort of seeing Hart's quick start to the season. It's kind of come down to earth a little bit now. I'm not saying he's playing poorly, but he hasn't been what he was in the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season, and so that's part of the reason. They've been hit with injuries as well, so that contributes to it. But I think Vegas, they're playing at home. They don't want to lose a second game at home in a row, so I'm going to take Vegas to win this one 4-2.
4-3.
4-2 for Vegas.
All right. You missed the empty net.
Okay. No, I think I got the empty net. 4-2.
Ah, okay. But you missed the second one.
Okay. Oh my goodness. And we have the Sharks.
How are we going to finish? Same score, Mr. ENORTAP. That is the big question about that one over there.
Well, let's start with this, and I don't think it should be earth-shattering or breaking news here. If this game doesn't finish with the over, I'll be extremely shocked. I've got these two teams playing to 9 goals tonight between the two of them. We have two teams that are at the bottom of the Pacific Division. The Sharks have been all over the map, really. They started off at 5-0, and they've just gone 8-16-5 since. The Ducks have probably been one of the worst, if not the worst, teams. They're just 7-17-3. So, when you put two bad teams out there, usually you're guaranteed. Take the over if you're putting down a bet. It's usually safe money for you. I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to take San Jose to win it because I think they have a little bit more firepower than Anaheim. But it'll be a close game. I think we'll see a lot of exchanges of leads here. I'm going to take San Jose to win 5-4.
All right. Let's start that. Before you take your selection, all right? I took...
Yeah. What's my second selection?
my final score is 5-4.
No.
But I go with Anaheim.
No, Anaheim.
I just want to make some fun here. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for about this one over there. So
yeah, we got to have some controversy. Why not?
So that's why. But before you select San Jose, I already select Anaheim. So it's not like you change my mind. It's just I go that one there. My biggest question, guys, I saw McKinney goalie yesterday, and he's in the net. So I'm going with Anaheim Sonata because of that one.
Okay. Fair enough.
What a great night, Mr. Nata. We go across already 7:05, but to talk about 10 game. Great contents here. We have a lot of people pop up at some point back and forth. Before you leave the building, everybody, don't forget to click on the like. We're going to skid the what are you looking for, Mr. Nata? We have no time anyway. But definitely, we're going to looking forward to see you again on Monday night.
Sounds great, Coach. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Of course, but before.
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
First of all, Mr. Nata, welcome back again. You did a great job for the last 3 days.
Pleasure,
We really miss you, and that's your reason why the show is growing and get better every single time with all the tips you gave us about every game. But again, we want to thank everybody in the chat that have been here before. They return tonight and they stay until to the end of the show. Thanks so much. We wish everybody, guys, an amazing, great weekend. Again, it's another weekend, the holidays, Mr. Natap, but I can't wait to see you every day. We're going to back right away. We close the door here. We come back right away. We want to wish you an amazing, great weekend, Mr. Natap. And be well, be healthy. Find a way, not only dominate your day, find a way to dominate the second half of what?
Your 2022.
He did it again. Have an amazing, great night, Mr. Natap.
Good night. Good night.